Hi, my name is Don Berg, and I am a certified professional nanny. Many people I share that with do not even know that's something that a person can be certified in. And if you're one of the people I've been warned about, you might be inclined to think less of me for it. But I'm going to take that risk because I want to tell you why, in 1991, I graduated from nanny school instead of graduating from one of the most elite colleges in the world, a school that consisting of places in the top 5 as a PhD factory. Why would I drop out of Reed College, where I had already attended for 3 years, and then graduate from nanny school instead? On the surface, doesn't make any sense. Well, I dropped out of Reed because I discovered that my talent for faux achieving was no longer getting me what I wanted. In my high school magnet program, going through the motions without mastering the material worked like a charm. But at Reed College, it didn't. In the summers between my 3 miserable years at Reed, between 86 and 89, I discovered that I had a talent for working with children, and I was confident that with my combination of passion for the work and proven smarts, I should be able to waltz into any situation of caring for children and succeed at it. One day, in 1990, I think, I found an opportunity for a live-in position, working with a family with 2 children. One evening, shortly after I had moved in, after dinner, the little girl, who was about 4, convinced her parents that despite bedtime being imminent, I should take her and her little brother to the park. So, I took her and her brother to the park, which, at that late hour, fortunately only had a few other people in it. Naturally, time was up after a few minutes, so I let my charges know that it was time for us to leave. The little girl threw one of the most impressive tantrums I've ever seen. She hit all the right buttons. Consider the situation. I'm a man who's not the father of this little girl, who's pitching a wild fit in a public park and saying things like, "You're not my daddy, you're not the boss of me." Every adult in that park was acutely aware of what she was saying and made my picking her up and carrying her away pretty awkward. I only lasted a few weeks with that family before I called it quits. Her behavior that night was just one of many instances in which I discovered I was not as prepared for providing in-home childcare as I thought. Her parents were what is called permissive in the parenting literature. That means that they let their kids get away with just about anything until the point that the parents lose their tempers and switch to being mean and nasty in order to get the kids to obey them. They taught me that before I could work successfully within a family situation, I needed to be able to judge how family situations work. And that is what I thought nanny school would help me accomplish. I thought that they could help me avoid embarrassing power struggles in public with little girls, and more importantly, spot parents who might be setting me up to have those power struggles. Nanny school was pretty helpful, but since then I've studied psychology in more depth and learned that there's a lot more to it than most people suppose. It turns out that the same basic dynamics are at work in both children and adults. So this course is about practical tips and tricks for motivating other people to do stuff and handling power struggles if and when they happen. A skillful leader or manager should not be putting themselves into power struggles, but no one's perfect, so you better be able to handle one if it comes. I use teaching children as my primary frame of reference, but the psychology applies to leadership in all forms. So now, I'd like you to think about the motivational situations that you had in mind when you decided to take this course. Take a moment now to write down what situations you were thinking about. Be specific, name names, and describe the situation in detail in your own notes. If you'd like to share, you can create the sanitized public version later. After you've done that, start the next video.